Alright, hi again, Lily. I've got a second question here, and we'll do a video on this one. This one has to do with Z-scores, and so Z-scores are based on your your normal distribution. All your Z-scores come from the normal distribution. So every time we do this, what we're really working out for all of our probabilities is the area under this normal distribution curve. So let me show you how it works for the first one, which I think says that we are looking for a proportion less than 32. So if our mean is 28 and our SD is 9, then for a proportion less than 32, what we're going to do is use 32 as our starting point in our Z-score. So we're going to put 32 in there minus the 28 over 9, because remember your Z-score formula is your raw score minus your mean over your SD. Okay? So when I do that, I end up with 4 over 4, and that gives me a Z-score of 1. So let's go back to the curve now and think about what that means. If we go here, and we write in our Z-score of 1, which is 1 standard deviation above the mean, then the line will be about there on the graph. And if we think about what that's asking us, okay, and so we've got our Z-score of 1. Sorry, I got interrupted by a colleague, so I'm working from a closet now. And if we go to a Z-score chart, like the one that I've got here on the picture. We'll use that in a second, but I think you probably have a similar Z-score chart like this, or you're using RStudio to look up Z. Either way, that's okay. When you look up Z, I think it's P that you're asking it to find, P norm. So what it's going to give us is the area under this normal curve that is to the left of the Z-score that we're talking about. And so in this case, the area that we would get is that. The area is also the probability. They're the same thing. And so the question didn't ask us, I don't think, well, what did it say? It said proportion less than 32. What proportion would be less than $32? Oh, okay, sorry. For this one, it does ask us for less than $32. And so if we look it up on the chart, and we'll do that in a minute, for a Z-score of 1, what it's going to tell us is the proportion or the percentage of the curve that is to the left of this Z-score line, which is exactly what we're looking for. So let's have a quick look at the chart for Z equals 1. If you can see this, I'll just move it down a little bit here. Our value is right here for Z equals 1 at 0.8413. And so that's the percentage of the probability. And so if you convert that, that's the decimal of the probability. If you convert it into a percentage, you're going to move your decimal place 2 places to the right or multiply it by 100 to make it a percent. So that's 84.13%. So let's put that away. And so what we write is that the probability of x being less than 32 is equal to 84.13%. And that's how we handle questions like that, okay? So for B, the difference is that now it looks like we want x to be, I hope I'm reading this correctly, because I think that what you're asking for it is x to be greater than $17, but I might be reading this backwards, and if I am, I apologize. If you're asking for x to be greater than $17, then when we think about our curve this time, $17 is to the left of our mean, because remember our mean is 28, so that's right smack in the center of this curve. So 17 is going to be way over here. And when we find the Z-score for this, and we put 17 into the equation, oh, did I read that wrong? Is that a 9? Oh dear. I'm sorry, that's a 9. And we have 32. Okay, I did that wrong in the first question. I'll go back to that in a minute. My apologies. Okay, this is a 9. So we end up with 17 minus 28 is negative 11 over 9, which is negative 1.22. Okay, so that means our z-score down here is negative 1.22, which makes it just to the left of the mean instead of to the right if it's a negative. And the negative didn't come through there. If you go to the z-score chart now and you look up the percentage, what it's going to tell us is the area under the curve to the left of the 17 line. If we are being asked for the area above 17 and not below 17, then what we really want is this area here to the right. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to look up the area on the chart, which will give us this red area here. And then we're going to take 1 minus the area from the chart, and that will give us the opposite side of that line. It will give us the area to the right of the line instead. So let's take a quick look at our chart for negative 1.22, if we can find it on here. Negative 1.22 is, this is 1.2, 1.21, 1.22. It looks like 1131. And so we're going to have, oh dear, we're going to have a probability of 11.21%, but that's to the left, okay? The probability of being to the right of that line is really 1 minus 11.21%. I hope you can see that at the bottom of the page there. So we're really looking at 88.79% for that question, okay? Now, this is getting a little long again. I guess I talked too much, and it looks like I skipped 40. That's the problem with doing this in a closet. I'm going to go back and do those other two for you in a separate video, and I apologize for me bumbling around so much here.